difference, and there is humanity and importance in that difference, and people will always want to feel that difference. However, is this the future that we want? Like, accepting this as a positive feels a lot more like looking on the bright side than an actual advocacy for the existence of this future. I mean, I get it. Like, my family owns an Italian restaurant. We didn't go out of business when Olive Garden came around, right? Walmart didn't kill the designer clothing brand, but do we need Olive Garden? Do we need a McDonald's to the mom and pop burger shop of art and music? Is that a thing that anybody really wants? Our food, our clothes, our cars, our consumer products are all already the cheapest, shittiest, quickest possible slop options, and we have the expensive alternatives to all of these. Do we need that to be applicable to the art we consume also? Or can this not be the only industry that we keep that philosophy away from? Because even that's not entirely true already. The #1 song of 2024 was I Had Some Help by Post Malone and Morgan Wallen, an Avengers-ass amalgamation of a song by a white rapper turned indie artist and a racist castaway turned country pop star. It's not like we need AI to make our music simpler and dumber and more one-size-fits-all. We're already there on our own. And before I get to my final point, I want to make one more observation. This doesn't really fit into any like counter-argument kind of framework, so just on its own, this is a thought I had in a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, actually. I think one of the main differences with AI is that generative AI feels truly like valueless if you think about it for more than 10 seconds, with the only meaningful application of it being the replacement of human endeavor. It's not a tool that's aiding in advancing creative industry, because we can already do, with our current tools and processes, literally anything that we want to do, creatively or consumer product-wise. Innovation in technology created huge leaps, for example, in what was possible on like the Nintendo 64 compared to the Super Nintendo, or the PS3 compared to the PS2, or in movies, like the advancements in CGI and special effects compared to like Jaws or E.T. and Avengers Endgame, right? Like, these are massive jumps in capability. But when you compare the PS5 to the PS4, the biggest difference, the $300 difference, is frame rate and loading times. What I mean is this: we are already at the most impressive, amazing, cutting-edge boundary technology's potential assistance in facilitating the imagination of the human brain could possibly ever get to. There is genuinely, already, not exaggerating, nothing that is impossible in terms of video, visual art, music, movies, video games. There is nothing that is impossible. There is no idea that is prohibitive. There is no technological innovation, be it AI or otherwise, that could feasibly be a jump in possibility comparable to the advent of Technicolor in 1914 or the 8-bit processor in 1972. All that is left is the pursuit of convenience, of like quickening the process. And in practice, that means the removal of steps, the removal of the process, and effectively the removal of the person. Why do we need an LLM you can prompt, make me a 2D Frogger-style video game with dogs instead of frogs, and the logs and the bogs are cogs, and the cogs are clogged, but they slog, and when dogs get soggy in the bog, they can't jog? You can already make that if you wanted to, or you could just play Frogger. If you don't have the passion and interest to pursue the learning and honing of skills necessary to make that game, that's fine. You can collaborate with someone who can, or you can pay someone to make it at your direction, or you can just not make it. Not everyone has to be able to do every single thing. That's okay. If you're not a video game developer and you don't want to be a video game developer, you don't need a tool that allows you to be a shittier version of a video game developer. I don't know what the purpose is. There isn't potential for advancement in these fields. The advancement is just replacing human effort. And I just fundamentally disagree with the value of replacing that. It just is a waste of time and effort, and it's literally only a harmful, negative pursuit. Now, using AI as a research tool, using it in medical diagnostic data synthesis, or to simplify the process of cataloging sources and research, or to create a quiz you take to help you study for something, that's really cool and valid and great. The pursuit of using it for generation or execution of your ideas without having to hone the skills necessary to make those ideas happen is not. And that brings me to the final question. So, what? I work in education. I'm a middle school teacher, and every year, every single year, we are bombarded with new EDGA apps, new programs the county has purchased and wants us to use with students. And we go to these professional development camps, and we learn about the new program that is going to help our students learn. For example, in the 7 years that I've been teaching, instead of paying teachers a fair wage, the county in which I work has purchased licenses to No Red Ink, Newsella, IXL, iReady, Discovery Ed, Star Renaissance, BrainPop, Edgenuity, StudySync, Progress Learning, Edpuzzle, Vocabulary, Canva, Cami, Quizzes, Kahoot, Lookit, Vocabulary.com, Magic School, Explore Learning, Gizmos, Mystery Science, My Journey, Diffit, Sora. I literally could keep going. And every year, I happily bring up the following concern to the chagrin of every wide-eyed higher-up in the county who didn't want to be a teacher anymore and instead went into the business of telling teachers what to do in the county office. Why do we have to do this? Why are we trying to replace human interaction and developing relationships with our students with sitting them in front of another computer screen and having it do it for us? And every time I ask this question, everyone, almost unanimously without exception in the room, agrees with me. And the answer is always the same. Look, I get your concern, but this is just the way the world is going. Like, they're gonna need to know how to use this stuff because it's not going anywhere. And we just have to try to prepare them for a digital world. Something like that. And my response is this: to the State Department of Education, to the federal DOE, to the US government, to OpenAI and DeepSeek and Google and Meta, and to all of you watching this video, why do we not get to make a choice as to what world we want to live in? Are we so bored, so exhausted with our modern privilege that we will accept any version of the future we are given? We will eat whatever slop scooped onto our plate as long as it's a bigger scoop than China's or Russia's. How many piles of shit do we have to eat before we get tired of eating the same thing year after year? You, lying on your side in bed with your phone in your hand right now, eating chocolate-covered pretzels, watching me rant, have the power to be the change you wish to see. I'll tell you what, I am a hypocrite, a huge hypocrite. We all are. But I am a teacher, and I don't believe in or support the way that things are heading, so I don't follow directions. I don't use all these technologies with my students. I don't teach them how to use generative AI to help them write an essay. They don't sit in my classroom in silence with headphones on while someone else teaches them. I teach them. We talk to each other. I am doing the things that I wish to see other people do, and you can too. And you know what? There is precedent for non-adoption of innovation that we decided we didn't want. We don't make pot roasts in the microwave, right? Or more directly applicable to this, there is right now a bill in discussion in the House of Representatives regarding the strict regulation of self-driving trucks, intending to require for an, as of now, undetermined number of years, that regardless of necessity, all trucks in America continue to require a human driver aboard. There are laws already on the books in states across the country that already require manufacturers that don't even exist yet to have a staffed, human remote operator for every hypothetical future self-driving vehicle on the road. These are just two examples of the ways in which there are efforts to mitigate the potential loss of jobs or displacement of workers in what is the biggest industry in 29 states across the country, trucking. All that we have to do regarding all of this stuff is become aware of the negative externalities before this stuff gets ahead of us, in the same way that we're doing with the self-driving trucks. We have the power to make these modern innovations more like the microwave. There is a place for them. There's a place for AI and procedural generation and self-driving vehicles and gene editing and all this crazy futuristic innovation. I use my microwave all the time. I just don't use it for a pot roast. Thank you for watching. See you next time. In today's post-video video, I'm actually going to share a compilation of my favorite cold opens from the videos I made on this channel years ago, because those videos will never see the light of day again, and I wanted to celebrate the progression of this channel and of some of my favorite little bits that no one would ever gotten to see again. So here we go. And yes, I used to look like that. Just you know, there was a time when whatever. Roll the clips. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Young Sock with Sandal. No, it's your boy, person on the internet who is a normal person, aka Reed from Shameless Nerd. How you doing? What's up, everybody? It's your boy.